the next lens is going to be Psychology Matters. Now, we've got two KPIs in this case. One deals with the patient experience and the weight. And we've said that we would love to minimize the weight. And that weight is defined here as the time from arrival to completion of the surgery. Certainly a part of that is going to be experienced in the conscious state by the patient prior to sedation. So shortening that could be helpful with regard to anxiety in a surgical environment. And then also perhaps helpful to friends and family waiting to hear news about the outcome of the surgery. So it's a no-brainer. Reducing that's going to be helpful. We've seen in some of these simulations that could run to over 216 minutes on average. So the idea that I have here is to slow down the arrival time. Patients are currently arriving at the rate of 90 per minute. And I would love to see, if I slowed that down to let's say 110, 115 minutes, whether that is going to reduce my wait time. So I'm back in the base case setting. In our previous clip, we looked at pulling the anesthesiologist and pulling the ORs. I've got all that reversed. I'm back in the base case, and all I want to do is I want to reduce the inter-arrival time for my patients. So in both tracks, in the base case, they're coming at 90 minutes. So let's just run this so that we've got the delta here, and we can just observe this one particular innovation. I'll just run one iteration with this, and then I'll change it to something higher, and we'll just see this delta. Now, of course, you'd have to establish this delta using 3 to 5 simulations at the 90 level, and then at the new level also. So I'm going to just go ahead and run this to completion at 570 minutes. That again is the number of minutes in our day. Make sure it's in the red, run it. So I'm getting 3 surgeries with a current setup, and it's 195, 199. So really close to 200. So let's try 120. Okay. Now, I'm not particularly interested here in how many surgeries I get by delaying this. If I did delay it too long, of course, I would starve the anesthesiologists and surgeons of patients. So there would be an upper bound beyond which you could not go, and you'd have to experiment with what that is. This would be a trial and error setup, but I want to just try 120. I'm going to go in here and just set up the inter-arrival times at 120. Just to convince you that, in fact, these numbers, these inter-arrival time mean A, it sits right in here. This is the inter-arrival time that's specified. And if I scroll across here, there it is, inter-arrival time mean A, 5. There's a standard deviation, and here's the one for B. It's in there. So those times are meaningful. They are impacting my simulation. And I can go ahead and run this. So I'm competing against 195, 199, 3 surgeries in each. Let's see what I get. So we're going to run it 570 minutes. There we go. And we say run. Okay, so I got 4 and 3, so one better. But notice how the times came down from about 200 to, somewhere in the ballpark of 175. This looks to be 178, 173, somewhere around. So it seems like, I delayed it by 30 minutes, and 20 minutes, there was a 20 minutes average reduction in flow time. So that seems to be something, and every patient would experience those 20 minutes. And I think they'd take them if they were given the offer. So this seems to be a strategy for improving the customer experience by reducing their flow time. Okay, hope you enjoyed this one. We're going to look at a variance reduction strategy in the next clip, and then we'll try and put some of these ideas together to see if we can sort of get ourselves at least 5 surgeries in what seems to be a difficult improvement project.